Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side. My love, you say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
Water is the softest and most yielding substance, yet nothing is better than water for overcoming the hard and rigid, because nothing can compete with it. Lao Tzu.
Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave.
can is at least my thing, because Flashpoint's around the corner. But it is worth noting that if you haven't been keeping up with our rules and everything, Iari, is now available. So there's likely we'll see them here, especially because we've seen that through getting to know these teams a little bit. One of the teams have particularly been working that Illari Orisa comp, and that has, we've all kind of heard how that has been a strong comp, and I really do think that it should continue to hold, especially in this open division. Like, it's just one of the stronger comps. We've seen EU run their brawl, we've seen Korea win their dive, but we're still kind of looking for the dominant comp, and I think this does stand to be it.
Definitely, especially where Oblivion is just pushing so hard. I think it's this Bastion pick. This Bastion pick is, as I'm saying this, Jay Wiz is getting these picks with Jacko, and I've just completely caster cursed it. Trip at night. Just Marco, I'm sorry, bro.
Hey, I mean, it was a tough spot for a Trip at Night. The good thing that their comp does is they are able to take these multiple different angles and really surround and play more pokey as opposed to the brawl style that Oblivion's really to look on. And fortunately for Trip at Night, now they're coming into all 5 ults. They'll have pretty much everything there, and they should be able to control the space a little better. So maybe they can put some of these pieces together and continue to build this. Meanwhile, Oblivion, Nyx is still behind.
Oh my god, they're both going in. Ult ablaze, and Lemon will pay his life for it, but Boy going in for this L'Oreal doesn't seem to be bearing any fruit, and Oblivion holding strong. They should be able to get this point. Yeah, they are getting the picks. As I say, that Jay is going crazy. Gets 2 with Geralt, and these DPS here at Trip at Night are something very hard to deal with.
Yeah, these Trip at Night squad is, man, Jaywiz has been a phenomenal player across their CGL career. We've seen them on multiple winning teams and put up so many strong fights. And for Trip at Night to hold that with only 2 ultimates is a huge comeuppance. So they should be able to, as they're round 50, they'll be able to hold this. They can play a little bit more spread out here, so they'll be able to catch Oblivion's rotate as they have to play. And leaving that beacon behind is just so painful for Oblivion. You really need that out in the field to heal you.
Yeah, with both these teams popping these windows, trying to get so much damage in, and the Dragon does come out from Geralt, and Jaywiz is able to get another pick onto this BAP, and this is looking super rough here for Oblivion. They're backing up already, and this is just looking like go button for Lemon, trying to get this Alari. Won't be able to, but the Orisa is a good trade-off.
You'll take what you can get there, and it's going to be coming into last fight now, and Oblivion just can't seem to find a good pathing to really come into this. They'll make the changes, they'll match the Hanzo now, but it's going to come down to just inches here. They'll have 2 ultimates up, and they still have to get past Jaywiz's visor. There's nothing across them from them there. There's no defensives up, so Oblivion should be able to take the space, and hopefully if Nyx pops here, they should be able to clear this. It's going to come onto their shoulders now. Oh, never mind. Didn't even make it.
That's a rough one, but there were some good parts to Oblivion early on in that first fight, but that high ground just was so good for Jaywiz to just get so much damage on this backline without really any pressure.
Yeah, they really were able to kind of take those angles, get in, and do a lot of that work that really needed to come through to keep them there. They lost the initial point simply because they didn't, weren't expecting maybe that initial just heavy brawl. But now that they've seen the Bastion on the other sides, and you kind of see the flavor that they want to play, it's going to be, they know now know how to understand it. So Oblivion in red here is going to have to run it back and keep themselves alive here as we come into Sanctum. Changes now a little bit more matches. The Bastion still, again, just kind of changes Trip at Night's comp a little bit. You have to play more central to that Bastion and really allow him to get value with that recon form. Otherwise, just comp just does not really find value. And I mean, it's going to be a tough thing because look at how far, look at how they can't close the gap. There's no Lucio for speed here.
Yeah, that's the deal with these poke comps, It's all about positioning and getting these picks, and Jaywiz does go down to Nyx, and this is looking really good for Trip at Night. I'm sorry, I was confused. I didn't know that teams were stopped, my bad. But Trip at Night now getting this point capped, and now it's looking really good for them.
Again, they were able to close the gap and get in there and put the pressure on with the Bastion, and it's almost where you'd rather have a Lucio or some sort of a Symmetra to pair with it, but Trip at Night is making it work. They'll have a lot coming in here, and now that they've got this vital bridge control, you can see Oblivion is just going to push right back.
Ooh. Did Lemon? Oh my god, Lemon going really hard trying to get 300, but won't be able to. Witty Whip going in with this Bastion, this turret form, and almost getting Lemon so close, but will be able to escape with his life and make a nuisance. Oh my god, this Orisa is so impressive. But Vic able to go in and trade these BAPs, and now it's looking just like a real scrappy fight here.
It's basically on the way out. The lone Orisa stands, so Oblivion gonna likely not commit any of these ultimates. They'll save it up and just play for any of these picks out. And, I mean, it puts them in a great position to come back. The Lemon will commit in, though. They're still gonna try to get more out of this.
Yeah, now that with both Orisas traded, it's still just honestly even more scrappy than ever. Just like, oh, they finally get this flip, and this is looking really good. Oblivion with the point cap, and they have both their, they have this dragon and this bat.
Well, they spot the soldier on the flank just hiding out. Yeah, they have the important control of this mid map. Now they'll have the angles. They'll be able to get these flankers, these kinds of long distance shooters in to get the damage across. Trip at Night will have 4 ultimates. They'll open it up with Alari, though.
Oh,
great pull.
Is he going to get anything? Oh, and the great pull. Huge pull. But what a lamp, too, to actually keep them alive. And this, oh my god, Vic does actually get the Alari in the end. This is looking good.
It was a lot of
both Alaris traded out.
Man, everything was committed into that, and there's a lot of space taken to try to get capitalizing and trying to punish on those Orisa ults at Oblivion. And it was costful. They only have Jacko's amplification matrix here, and now they're behind on ground. So Trip at Night's Nyx should have free reign through this window once they get in a position. It's going to be harder though with Weeb going down.
Weeb just kind of getting gunned down. Holy cow, that was rough there to see. But this is a fight reset, and they're trying to see if they can get some picks here. It's not looking like it, but good try. Now they're going to reset, and this is what we do. We wait for the next fight. And what are we coming in with? We got the visor, big visor here. Both teams have visor and the window, so it's all going to be how they're going to do it. What is Trip at Night doing? We're flipping the map.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Jaywiz constantly getting these picks, and now this whole rotation is looking really rough because what do we do here, team?
You don't. You wait for the reset. You have to back out. You have to slowly rotate, take the walk of shame back, and hopefully not lose anybody else while you're getting out of here because you don't have that. That was such a comeuppance for Oblivion. You got the most important pick you could have wanted. You built ultimates. They're going to commit Visor, too. They're going to punish this.
Oh, Jaywiz though going down. That's not what you want to see if you are an Oblivion fan. And this is actually the go button for Trip at EU. But the Dragon coming in, stalling out this whole lane, doing so much damage, making him completely back up. And Trip at Night doing some crazy rotations here. It's taking so long. And it's literally gotten to 100% now for Oblivion.
Yeah, that's
this one rotation.
Oblivion gonna walk away with that here, and it'll be the last second touches, but there's just so many ultimates. There's so much utility available for Oblivion. So many things just went their way to close that out, genuinely. Like, they just continued to have that space, that presence, make those vital picks, and really just shut down Trip at Night rotations. And, Jacko is a big part of that on that Baptiste. That's such an important part of these rotations. Knowing where to put those windows, knowing when to keep your lamps available, just makes all that difference in the world. And Oblivion really showing they have an understand of why you choose this variation of that comp, of why you do that particular thing.
Definitely looking so good at these like poke comps, getting them absolutely blown up right on the rotations. Time and time again, it was honestly just like surgical, like precision.
Yeah.
What you want to see?
It really was. It shows that they really were able to understand. Look, this is where we want to set up. This is the space we want to control. We know that our Orisa and our backline is going to be able to keep themselves up. So we want to hold all these angles. We want to be able to have the most space available for our medium to long range players to just kind of shoot and free farm. And that happens so much. You could see those rotations from Trip at Night just trying to get through and trying to make the space, really just eventually just getting cut short. So Oblivion really does understand, where they want to be to get the best out of their players. And, we never had the time to really talk about it, but Jaywiz was one of those players I was coming into this match and thinking, man, Jaywiz has been a pillar of the CGL community, has really put in so much work for so many teams in the past. And, he's on Soldier. There's an argument to be made that maybe you could be playing something a little higher skill, but Soldier puts in so much work, and putting a high skill player on a Soldier just means that they are just able to shine. And you could see that in those moments when Jaywiz made those pickoffs.
As an outsider coming in, I'm a big Soldier fan. I'm a big Jaywiz fan. I'm new, but I'm already can tell I'm a Jaywiz fan. So, this is pretty awesome to say. I can't wait for this next map. What's the
map
next
number
map?
2 is going to be everybody's favorite. It's King's Row. So again, a team that it's a map that everybody knows, everybody scrims, everybody's been working on it. And it's one of those things that now that we've kind of seen these comps, we're back to the home of Brawl on King's Row, so really going to be keeping an eye on what changes come in. I'm not sure if this Bastion from Witty Weeb is going to stick around. It's an interesting take, and it has its merits, but it really does warrant a different play style. And Oblivion has shown that they understand they need to take the angles and how to get the value from just keeping the Bastion in check and not letting him fire in. So really, I don't know if we're going to see that. We might see the full mirror match of like the Hanzo Soldier here, is my guess.
I'm surprised, honestly, we don't see more of the Bastion. I think Bastion is so powerful right now, especially with the the combo with the Orisa, especially Illari now too. The Illari works really well with the Orisa. This whole Orisa comp this whole patch has really gave, in my opinion, Orisa like just a super buff, and it just the Bastion kind of keeps her in check to some degree. It's so I can kind of start to see like the inklings of this meta. You combo your Illari ult with the Orisa, and it's just so oppressive. This Orisa, It's I don't know how else to say it other than that, but
well, it can be.
I'm surprised.
You're right.
I'm just surprised we don't see more Bastion to kind of deal with it. But as a Soldier believer, honest Overwatch, love to see it.
Good old honest
Soldier
Overwatch.
is like straight up like there's no more like I don't care what anyone says. Soldier is the epitome of honest Overwatch. Like there is no more honest.
I won't fight you on that. I mean, if you're gonna argue about dirty Bastion play, that's fine. But I will say that it is like you said, it is a way for teams to really kind of keep these heavy brawl comps and these Orisa, these high sustain comps in check. Nothing more just brutal than getting down and dirty with a Bastion, just shoving all those bullets into an Orisa as hard as you can. But it does require, why you asked, why don't we see it? It's because it requires a little bit more finesse to the team play in general. You have to make sure your windows that you can go forward on that are timed properly. You can't move. You can't really move and go forward until you have that turret form, until you have that Gatling gun going. So it really requires a little bit more brawl and aggression and timing. Whereas like the poke variant that you see with this Hanzo really just gives you your DPS a little more chance to kind of just take the free space, play their angles, and really do a lot. The one thing that does work for them here is that those angles aren't as long and aren't as able to shut off. And you'll see that by the Ashe and the Sojourn pick. It means that we have to play a little bit scarier and a little bit closer ranges. So Oblivion, they're going to show us something different. They may not come out on that, but Trip at Night, they're going to show us what they're strong at. They are going to opt out of the Bastion. And I do think that's the right call, especially if you were kind of struggling to get that to work. Oh, sorry, I find that present. I believe in you. They will, and it is. I think it's the right call here. I actually don't know that Oblivion's not going to come out on the Zarya. I'd be shocked if we didn't. Okay, I'd say I'd be shocked if we did, but also be shocked if we didn't. But they are going to give it up and try to play more of that. So unfortunately, no Soldier, but we will get a lot more space control in the realm of those Sojourns. And I do think that these make more sense when you have to worry about high grounds and different angles and denying that space for these brawl comps to get into. So I think these are the right picks.
Definitely. Who needs a Bastion when you can just kill their backline, you know, in one shot?
Yeah.
But these high grounds, oh, this is looking so rough for Oblivion. This looks really rough. How do you deal with this high ground without these, you know what I'm saying, high ground characters? I mean, you have your Sojourn to commit her slide. Oh, we have a pause.
We'll take a tactical pause. That's unfortunate. Like you answered your own question. How do you control these high grounds? You have to put the Sojourn onto it, and that's the difficult thing of all this. The thing that concerns me is that Trip at Night is just playing so far back. You're giving up so much free space, and
yeah.
I'm concerned. This reads Oblivion just has all this free space. They immediately took that opposite high hallway, and suddenly, you know, a Trip at Night is going to be backed into a corner, and that is concerning for me. I really don't want to see that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to see this get blown out in one, Chicken. I really want to see them put up a fight, because we know that both these teams at 1 and 2, you know, they really have a lot to fight for, and they still have some growing to do, but they still have that potential here in this open division.
But you're totally right, though. So, you know, I like how they play the high ground, but with your tank so far back, we're not taking any angles. We're all grouped together. It kind of looks like we're playing scared, but as we say that, the game's already started, and they are out of the corner.
I mean, they're still back there, though. Look at how little space they have, though.
Yeah, no, you're totally right, though. I mean, Vic, Woody Weave goes down, and this is... They're out.
They're out. It's over.
They're out. What? They never even contested the point.
Yeah, and that was the concern. That was the concern, right? You're playing so passively. You're expecting your DPS to try to just get those picks, but your tank just gave up the space. The point was free, and now there's 5 minutes on the clock. Geralt basically already has a Dragon Strike too. Like, you already are coming into so many good things. Like, you just kind of got that for free if you're Oblivion, and you're living high on the hog here.
Definitely. And Geralt is going to get that payback, and it's still but it's still not that bad for Oblivion. You know, they're right in front of the spawn dart. You know, this is this choke point of death. You know, they're going to be here for a minute anyway. So Geralt will be getting into the back into the fight before you know it. But these pylons do so much healing. They never go away. It's so hard to deal with when you're in these kind of walls. Like, look at this. Like, how are you supposed to get an angle on this pylon? I don't know what to do, but we have both teams have both support ults. It should be where we do. Yeah, there comes the windows from both teams. Here comes the Illari ult. The spin of the Orisa comes a little too early. Lemon isn't able to eat the ult, and now MIA going in. Gets a little too aggressive there, and that should be the fight, but Vic, the Orisa, so impressive. If she's alive, it's actually never over.
It's true, though. There's still so much holding power, and equally as important, you're denying Oblivion the chance to take those angles for the Sojourn and the Hanzo. And, you know, the second they played into the line of sight for Oblivion, it was just over. That's where you see those two DPS just came to life. Now they'll play up in... Oh, the early pick is just brutal. That just means they're going to be able to get this positioning. Trip at Night is going to have to give up more. And suddenly, again... Yeah, Trip at Night is going to be fighting into this choke point where they don't have the sights for their own. And now with 4 ultimates up, Oblivion just look poised to take this. They should just be able to throw everything and go.
Yeah, this is looking really rough here for a Trip at Night. Both teams have these tank ults. This should be a Orisa heavy fight, but oh my god, Geralt gets another log. This is crazy. The Hanzo play is so
man,
nice.
Brutal.
It's what you want to see. This is basically a fight winning, a point stealing fight. You know, you don't have to commit no ults. We have them all for third fight, and it's looking rough here.
No ultimates needed, yeah. But that's it. Oblivion was just able to hold those angles, get that positioning, and be able to open it up to the sightlines for Geralt to go in there and just fire down. And now he's on this high ground. He has the angle. He has 4 ultimates still on board. Like you said, Oblivion has just been setting themselves up for success in these fights, and they just continue to do it with this positioning. They have the high ground. They have the angles. They just have to capitalize on it one more time to close out this map.
Woody Weave has made the swap, though, on the Widow, and as I say, it already goes down. And doesn't even get to finish the sentence. But Vic getting a little too anxious. They throw out the lamp to save him, but this high ground is so oppressive. Jacko commits the window, and this is just looking like such a team. Are we going to push hard?
Oh, they'll get it there in time. We have to secure the picks first, and you can see it. Jay Wiz is hungry for more. Oh, never mind.
As I say that, MIA making a big statement saying, get off the point. And, oh boy, though.
Look, you got what you needed out of the Ariel, and you'll take that. You still have the threats, though, up on that high ground, and finally they'll clean it up. So a well-needed stop. They were able to kind of fight through it. Jay Wiz will go now over to match what they assumed was the staying Widow, but I think they'll be surprised to see it's not there. So a lot more pick potential, a lot more one-shot pick potential out of this Oblivion team. They're going to play slower now and play for those angles. And they're going to have to struggle. It's going to be a couple drive fights to get out those positions first, though.
Yeah, what was looking so, so promising now is just a complete dead stop. Tribute Knight has this window. This should be pretty good useful if anything goes super wrong. But as I say that, Vic, in a blink of an eye, just falls like a stack of bricks. But Lemon also gets a little too excited, goes down as well. And this is just looking like a real tough fight here. Ooh, Jay Wiz. Oh, my Lord. Okay.
Nose, it's in there, looking for more. But again, this is that all-important angle that Jay Wiz just wants to control, and now the Widow is just even more dangerous. Will eventually get forced back, but Oblivion took a dry fight and got what they wanted, and I'm concerned if I'm Trip at Night right now because you keep giving up space, you keep just falling to these snipers, and your ult opens it up again. Jay Wiz not to be outdone will find one of their own, and this is catastrophe for Trip at Night.
I mean,
wow, that's game. That's team kill. That's team kill. Jay Wiz hits 2, and we close it out 2 minutes, chicken. What a fight.
I was gonna say, worst case scenario, at least you got a clip for the montage, like. But you win the fight, you cap with over 2 minutes. That's it's looking really rough here for a Trip at Night.
Yeah, you can see the frowny faces come in from the side of Oblivion. Even they know they're just kind of bullying here. It feels bad because they know they're just bullying their way through this, and they're just getting their own success. So they know what's going on, but you got to be happy in some ways because you are getting yourself closer to that second victory. We're coming into week 3, like you want that second win. Oblivion is a team that have a history. This was a top OD contender. They made it to 32 playing from console. So you gotta really be happy with that. Like you feel a little bad because you're bullying, but you're happy with this result as it is. And on the flip side, Trip at Night, you got to make a change. I don't feel like you're gonna be able to win this. You've struggled. You only won one fight in that last half. So I feel like you got to make a change in something. I don't think you're going to be able to match the shooting prowess that Jay Wiz and Geralt have shown. You really just gotta find something. You got to either deny the space that they want to take so they can have those angles, or you got to just give it up and dive them. It's really just kind of one or the other.
You got to lock in, You gotta lock in. Gotta get it together, baby. Or oh my god, I thought I saw a hog for a second.
Nah, we're not playing hog.
I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy, dude. I was about to say it's over. But yeah, I do like to see Oblivion are holding the same ground that Trip at Night were, and this is just holding this high ground, trying to fight on this pillar. I do see Oblivion taking a little bit more angles than Trip at Night did.
They're trying to take a little bit more, yeah, but they're still struggling to get in, especially because Hotel is contested.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't think they were contesting Hotel last time. But see, look, Lemon is in there.
I mean, you can't take this fight. Nyx is going to get bullied out. Finally, we'll get that support. But again, this is the difference. Is now they're playing aggressively. You can see now that Tribute Knight is trying to play it, but Oblivion is now trying to play aggressively. Unfortunately, they'll get punished for that aggression, though.
Ooh, Lemon going down, and with that should be the go button. Let's get some people on cart. They should, yeah. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do?
Yeah, you're not gonna do that. You're gonna try to get back. You'll have the Tracer. Jay Wiz making a swap to touch here, so you'll get at least a contest. But you're really just trying to still exploit any sort of vulnerability. And now you have to approach here.
Ooh. Vic getting really low. We need to save our main tank. And Vic will be going down, but Jay Wiz on this Tracer getting super low. Oh, will they go down? Lemon holding this front line. will be able to get this pylon down and just probably back off. I don't think you see any picks come in, but as I say that, I'm just my bad, bro.
You got what you wanted out of that, and that's what you wanted,
bad,
just
bro.
to stall out more time as you're now at 2 minutes on the clock. The difference being between these two attacks right now is just that Oblivion is covering a lot more angles. Trip at Night was playing a little bit more defensively, kind of how they were with the Bastion, so you were looking for them to play a lot more contained as a unit, but Oblivion's playing a lot wider, and you can see it. Lemon has more angles to just kind of keep space and hold pressure. There's going to be some pressure onto the point, but they'll get met by these 3 ultimates pretty quickly, and everything will be in here for Oblivion.
Yeah, Lemon dropping down and making so much space already. Vic completely backing up. There isn't much healing onto Vic. We need to heal him. The Alari having so much heals though, but not that immediate range. Not, you know, it's super hard to heal from a distance with that Nyx. Oh, Nyx going down to Draw. That's not what you want to see. Draw getting 2. 2?
Including the Sonic Arrow too, make that 3. Again, but there's no contest onto it, right? There's no pressure onto Geralt into that backline, and Jaywiz is now able to get back and contest against the Ilari with that Tracer pick. So there are so many more different angles. Trip at Night just seem to be having their head spinning going into this. It's at the last minute mark, so we're into the last push. There's 4 ultimates up for Trip at Night. Like, they have to come in. They're matched across the board. They just need to just find that weakness, get in there, and find something to exploit. And that Sonic Arrow tells me it might be on the other side of Hotel.
Yeah, this is looking super wrong. Oh, as I say that, the window comes. Jaywiz goes down. The window comes out, and this is a goated dragon. I was about to say they're just getting chunked down, and this is going to be a point cap.
They got it.
Should definitely. Yeah, no, definitely. As I say that, I got.
Never underestimate the Hanzo in the back, though. They'll get it, but it was a costly play for sure. It was the right decision. They realized it was weak. We could travel through Hotel, pick up the angle there, and just kind of get damage in. And it was the right angle because none of the other DPS could just get damage in. Ilari couldn't pepper in some damage either, and they got it pretty quickly. It's still a little only breathing room, though. If you're Trip at Night, you still have a long road ahead of you, physically and metaphorically. Oblivion now 3 ults up means that they should just be able to win by the pure muscle power and utility.
Yeah, and Lemon committing this. Getting both deployables. They committed the
that's 3.
Getting the 3K. Love to see it. Almost getting Nyx. Oh, and yeah, Lemon be able to get Nyx. That's another extra little stagger to that. And keeping it going. That's what you want to see, because so many fights on Escort are just decided in, you know, if the defense dies in like one fight, it's basically over half the time.
And but again, though, like they'll take the forward spot and they'll get the angles they want. So Geralt should be able to keep it and just find the angles to keep the damage in they want. And this just, again, makes these pushes so hard. Trip at Night now has to get so many angles to even clear out space for it. And there's nothing there. Nyx does have that visor. It's going to be really tough to find value on it. Jaywiz with a duplicate up, though, means that it's just probably free reign. It's probably even another Orisa copy to a free ultimate. So really going to question who gets their value with these ultimates first.
Oh, Ilariel coming in, and I think that was kind of big. Oh, but Joy Boy gets the FIA, and that's a juicer dragon. Makes them all back up off the high ground, and now everything they've been fighting for is instantly lost, and now they're back on the low ground, and Lemon is in their face. That's
the space
rough.
that Oblivion just continues to hold and maintain is just impressive, because again, like they're still on the other side of this choke. They have all the angles they need, and they're still finding picks. Geralt going down, though, does mean that is something they can exploit. It's just going to be now they'll have to give it up here. They'll finally give it up. It's a minute, though. It's one fight territory, so Oblivion just needs to reset themselves. They'll get this high ground here as we come around the second corner, and they should be able to hold it. I'm really watching Nyx here. Nyx and Vic are coming into their ultimates, and those are the two that have to make plays coming into this. If they're going to keep themselves this push alive, it has to be the two of them combining and finding value from these ultimates.
Yeah, the window having so much value with this visor could be really deadly. Lemon already going in, though. You're going to see this ultimate, and oh my god, it's a juicer. They get the lamp, and they are able to get the BAP, and Vic's already down, and yeah, this tempo from Oblivion is just so fast. They know what they want to do, and they do it so quick, so much more quickly than Trip at Night.
It's they're setting the pace of the game. It's gonna be the last second. There's not gonna be a touch here, but it is, as you've said, it's Jover. It's gonna go to the way of Oblivion, and Oblivion just was in the driver's seat the whole way through. They had the positioning they wanted. Even when they were behind in ults, they were always able to keep these angles open and give themselves the best position to really make it. And it comes off the back of this man right here, Girl, on the Hanzo, putting in absolute work, taking the advantage of the space that the team really is making for him. Just free firing out this window, and you can see it right there. Just uncontested in the window. And, you know, we were talking about it a little going into this map, and you know, Kings Row, yeah, you want to brawl. At this point, you're still early in the season. Like, you're still like week 3. We've seen some successes with dive comps. Like, you're just not going to win versus this comp trying to mirror it, I don't believe. I think you just need to dig into whatever is a comfort pick here, because at this point in the game, you're already down 2-0. It's match point. Like, just pull out whatever you got. Maybe you'll get some luck on the dive. If nothing else, you can maybe pressure out these snipers that are really giving your team the biggest struggle, because, you know, I'd rather see them going. I'd really rather see Trip at Night going out fighting, trying something different, trying to catch them off guard, than just going down, just like you said, running into the juicer.
Yeah, like it's so rough. It's I don't know. It's gonna be like you said, it's gonna be trying to figure some out. I think in the long term, like trying to figure out, like, you know, past this match, like what do you do against this sort of comp or setup? You know, the Orisa on the high ground, like they're all just kind of up there. You just kind of pray. You gotta pray Blizzard does something about it. I think Orisa is just really rough right now. I don't know what you're gonna figure out. I don't know how. I mean, maybe, you know, you figure out, you know, you farm the nano. You know, you do the nano, the classical nano monkey. But I mean, I don't know. I think he's still. I mean, if the Orisa's up there, I think he still gets bullied. It's gonna be a rough one trying to figure that one out. Crack that.
We're gonna give Trip at Night a chance to take a minute and figure out what they need to do. We're going to take a quick break before we get to map 3, so hang tight. It'll be 5 or so minutes. We'll be back after a break.
Carpe diem. Carpe diem.
Welcome back, everybody. It is match point here in the middle of week 3 for our EU Console Open. I'm Dan. I'm here with Chicken Nugget God and Oblivion up 2-0 versus Trip at Night. And Oblivion have quite been forcing their way through the rest of this. Map 3 is going to be Rialto, though. So, we were talking about what do you need to do if you are Trip at Night? And, we've had some time now. So what do you think, Chicken? What needs to be the play here on Rialto?
You take the off angles and you hit him in the head. You gotta hit him hard. You gotta hit him quick.
Just click heads.
You gotta no mercy, no respect. You know what I'm saying? You gotta bring out that I forget the show already. Jesus.
It's all right. I understand.
Yeah. If you're Trip at Night, you gotta lock in, and you gotta just do your thing, and just if not, always next week.
Yeah, this is still early in the season. It's week 3. There's still plenty to learn, and everybody's still adjusting to the new meta. But I do think that it's, like you said, it's hard. Like you said, you want to take those off angles, but they are just heavily contested by the DPS at the other side, who have been having a phenomenal game thanks to their team enabling that space. So, I'm still a big proponent of let's just go back to dive. Let's just, maybe not full Sombra, but let's just bring in some dive here. You have nothing to lose. So as far as I'm concerned, let's just go. Teams are basically ready to go, though, and we'll have to see what they bring out. It's probably going to be the mirror, is my guess.
Definitely. And, if there ever was a map to bring out dive on, this is definitely one of them. This is really such a good dive map. There's so many high grounds that are really, super premium, that can do so much damage. We are going to be seeing.
Okay.
We are going to be seeing Orion. Who's attacking? The red team.
Red team will be attacking. We can't count them.
Yeah. So we can't. But the Diva, I like this. I like it. Not a totally a good pick. Super able to contest the high grounds, especially now. I think she's the 3-second boosters, 3.5 second boosters.
She's much more mobile. She's much more able to get around and control and zip around and contest the high grounds, and more importantly, eat a lot of the spam. And I don't know that Trip at Nights is going to stay on this. We do see a couple changes, though, in their lineup. Nyx has swapped with Phantom coming in to pick up the support role. So, it's worth noting, similarly on the other side, Jacko moved over. No, Jacko was, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, there was changes on there, too. Jacko moved over to support, and we'll see someone come, looks like a Golden J-Boy. coming in to pick up Sojourn there. So changes on both sides from both these players, but nothing changes when Oblivion just runs through you like that. Even with this Brawl comp just can't get through it.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure where they even TP. They were so quickly to get so like behind them, and it didn't even matter. Oblivion just kind of like just melted them.
Yeah, they are, and now they're going to run back to their. It actually did kind of seem like a different, a change of pace there, but they really were just kind of trying something different, and we wanted to see them try something different, but it's it just didn't pan out here. And changes back in, they will match the comp, but it's now they're even further behind in ult charge and in space here.
Yeah, and now I like this swap over to Vic onto the Diva. A lot more mobile. So these high grounds need to be contested. There's so much you can do from them, and then oh my God, Vic getting dangerously low. Phantom will be the one to die though in his place, and Geralt constantly making work done with this Genji. This Hanzo. And oh, who's this cute little Genji boy?
I mean,
oh, I love that name. Sorry, I'm new.
No, it's all right. There's always characters here at CGL, but the struggle is just keeping all those characters in check, and the even bigger struggle is hitting a pulse bomb. I've whiffed so many myself, but cute Genji boy here is absolutely putting on a show, coming in hot off the bench here. It's oh gosh, you see it coming through. Trip at Night have basically just decided they're folded. They already understand what's going on, and I hate to see them give up already.
Yeah. Oh, I thought someone
not on their side now.
So I was like, wait a minute, who left the game? But we're fine. Yeah, this is looking really rough out here. This is just honestly a real scrappy fight here. Vic is getting dangerously low. We'll have the bomb here to get himself back, but he's going to get life grip back out of there. Sending the bomb in there. Oh, love it. But they are, Oblivion able to dodge it with ease. Cute little Genji boy does go down, though, to Witty Weave. And Nyx getting the all kill onto Jacko. This is somewhat turnable. Witty Weave does go down, though, in his place, in Geralt getting another pick. Joy Boy so low, trying to get this pack. Leaving Kellen. Kellen sends in the bomb. Will it get anything? No. Trip at Night will be able to back up, though, but this is even more time lost. We are at a minute and over left,
Dragons?
and they're still... I don't know about that. I think that was a little ambitious, but Vic, knowing his boundaries, try not to get too overzealous, but going on the flank there, but Kellen sniffs it out instantly, and now this is looking really bad for Vic. Vic is just in a bad... Wait, oh, sorry. Vic is just on the point. My bad. But
there's a lot to keep track of here, because it's interesting, though. Trip at Night has just really been... they weren't expecting to be here, but here we are. We have the Life Weaver out. We're getting the value, and so we're getting a Widow flank though from cute Genji boy, and we changed. Ooh. This is just a different game from even 2 minutes ago, and Trip at Night are just trying to find anything they can. They're kind of call it what you want. Your cheese, your changes really made a difference, but they're just throwing everything at the wall here, including this bomb from Vic.
Yeah, that bomb is a little rough there, but this lamp getting so much health, keeping Kellen up, but Vic getting so low, trying to run away. We'll be able to make it out, I think, but this is looking rough here. There's only 3 seconds left. We won't be able to touch the cart again, and this is looking like a clean defense from the side of Oblivion, and they only got to push it, not even to first point.
I mean, you hate to see that Trip at Night really kind of already throwing in the towel already, but I do think that there was a moment or two of like highlights out of that, especially kind of trying to find all these different, you threw a bunch of different things at the wall. You found 1 or 2 things that stick, and you really just have to try to just make what you can and make your best out of it. So, Trip at Night, I hope they don't just throw in the towel here. Hopefully they put up a solid defense, because they, there's a lot to take away from watching Oblivion and watching what Oblivion has done. They really have a great understanding of their comps and really what they want to be doing on these maps. Trip at Night gonna go ahead and just run it out on Brawl. We're gonna bring out, look, this is full comfort picks, and I really just I don't hate it. Like I said, I wanted to see whatever you got, whatever is something. And if this is your comfort pick, I don't hate it. You have to play aggressively. It's kind of all in, but I do think it works. Oblivion is probably going to play a bit more detached though, and I think that they're going to struggle when they see, especially if this pharmacy comp comes out. Like there's just so much that they're not ready for. I respect Trip at Night's all in kind of brawl here. I respect what it's trying to do. I really hope they find some modicum of success with this because they really do need it here.
Well, you almost have to do this here. I mean, you don't really have much space to give. I actually really like this first point, like defense like this. You know, worst case scenario, you lose, and you get a second fight out of it. So many fights like the fight on this, around the second bend over here, that once you lose, you kind of just lose the whole first point. But this is at least, gambling. Hey, maybe we keep it extended a little bit. They do trade. Kellen does go down, and this is, at least you get the smackdown. Ooh, what do we? Great little shot there, and this is exactly what you want to see. You're keeping them in the defense, and you're bound to lose this eventually. Like that's a given. But you got over 45 seconds out. You're probably going to get a minute out, and oh my god, it's going to happen again. Oh
no, it's the right call, and again, like you said, like I respect it. I think that was the right call, but Oblivion's comp just has slightly better pieces here.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh my god!
Interesting. Did we have a roll lock change there?
I have no idea.
I'm double checking here. I don't. We'll have to take a moment to figure this out. We're gonna see when the teams stay, but we'll check that in a minute. Okay, it's fine. All right, we're good to go. Never mind. Can swap roles, so we're all good here. But again, Oblivion just has an understanding of this comp, and their pharmacy comp is already pre-designed to basically pick apart that kind of a brawl comp anyway. So they're already playing from behind. And again, Trip at Night now is just going to be, keep away, just trying to find the value you can. So a tough position for them to be in. But again, I like these kinds of desperation picks. It really does show that they at least have a fighting spirit in them.
Definitely, and this is looking really rough here. They are getting the point pushed in. Geralt on this fair is doing so much work. They have Nano Jacko on the Widow, and yeah, this is BM. Oh my god, they're not gonna get the point.
No, they were already well ahead of that. It was just a moment of time, and you could see tensions were heating up. But there's a lot of question marks to that. But I think the one thing we can take away from that is that Oblivion really continues. Their team has put in a lot of work. They are doing double duty here as they're playing in, they're playing in Open in EU, and they're also playing in kind of a broader here for CGL Open. So they are really putting in double duty and double work. And you can see all their work with their coaches and their teams have paid off. It's a deep roster, but every member that they bring in, it really does seem to have a piece. And, if you had showed me this performance and told me Oblivion was coming into this at 2-1, now at 2-1, I'd be kind of shocked. I would have thought they were a dominant force to come into this, and it just kind of, the fact that they haven't lost at all really, I think, speaks to the broader, skill level of all of this whole division.
I couldn't have said it better myself. So like you said, they have shooters on top of shooters. Yeah. We got cute little Genji boy. We got my boy J-Wiz. We have, I'm sorry, I forget that.
Phantom was the last one that
Phantom,
I believe.
Sorry, Phantom.
I could be wrong.
Phantom was putting in work too. Had a lot, that great second, that every Batman needs a Robin. Yeah. He was doing a great job at it. And, really, like you said, this is my first ever match watching, the console gaming league. But the fact that they have a loss is, shocking. Yeah. And it should speak volumes to the competitiveness of this league.
I mean, there's still much more season ahead, but that is going to be the end for the EU team here. Thanks for coming in and taking a peek of some of our top EU console talent here. There should be a couple of games on the NA side coming up later tonight. Keep your eyes peeled for any pings, and make sure you're following CGL to get all of that. I've been Soab Danum. Chicken, glad to have you in the booth. Any last words for the people at home?
Nothing. It's great to be here.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.